there's a lot of meritocracy there, right? What if people can create their own things and just put them out into the world, and it finds you, and you, a comedian of 45 years, is then finding that funny? That's not an access that person had before to someone like you.
Right. And there's the good of that, and there can be the bad of it. I don't, but yeah, I'm all for, like, I think comedy is good today. And the reason people think, oh, comedy or music was better back then, I'm not defying that. There was some great. Are we allowed to curse? I don't have to. There was great fucking music.
You've already cursed.
I know. I didn't want to over-curse.
You asked permission about 3 or 4 curses in. Let it fly.
Okay. You just have to, I learned over the years when you read the comments, it's not a bad thing. You have to make your points clear and crisp. So I really try. I'm not defying that comedy was not great back then. There was brilliant comedy in the 50s. There was brilliant comedy in the 60s. There was brilliant comedy when Steve Allen, no offense, was saying, oh, what comedy was today. I'm not going to turn into that guy. He was like, oh, there's no good comedy. He was saying that in the 80s. Was there good comedy in the 80s? Can we all agree? Most people would go, yeah, there was great comedy. But there was also shitty comedy being done right next to it. In the 50s, when there was 60s, 70s, whatever era of music you like, yeah, there was great fucking music back then. But right next to it at the same time, there was crap. So when you don't have the time to go out and look through it, I do understand why an older person might go, comedy's not what it used to be. I get it. But me saying to an older person, I get it, and here's the reason, isn't going to change. They've decided, instead of this is my half-baked opinion, instead of saying death is scary and maybe I'm a little envious of youth, they've decided to deal with it by just saying, oh, at least I was born at a better time. Reason you don't know that there's good music and good comedy is because you don't have the time to sift through it like you used to. So if you're going to go onto TikTok or go to a show, I'll go see what comedy is. It would suck any era if you just...
But I think you've got it right, though, when you say that 80% of anything is mediocre, and then the worst 10% are worse than it's ever been, and the best 10% are better than it's ever been.
Right, and that still exists if you have the time to sift through it. I know there's brilliant comedy out there because I'm there. I'm invested. I'm out at those shows. I'm meeting young comedians.